For my capstone project, I chose something in manufacturing. I chose to make a cabinet. The cabinet I chose to make has a drawing of the American flag and the U.S. Army emblem, something that means a lot to me personally. Some of the classes I've taken that helped me in this project were quality assurance, manufacturing, drafting, project management, and of course math. The quality assurance class helped me with lean, while the router was running parts of the million G codes. I worked on building the frame. That ensured I didn't waste any time. The manufacturing class taught me about G codes, and the drafting class taught me how to transfer a picture to a DXF file. The DXF file turns a picture into G codes. Without doing that, it would have taken me forever to do the project. The project management class helped to ensure that I had all the right materials gathered before starting the project. The same class taught me to have dates and a budget and that they needed to be followed. The math classes taught me how to figure out how to break down each movement of the tiles. Because the board was too big to run on the router, I had to break the job into 3 separate tiles. Each tiles had to have a little bit of an overlap. It was critical to have a board placed against a straight edge. The straight edge allowed for movement to reach each separate tile. I had to reposition each time to make the cut on each tile. Before starting the cut, it was very important to rehome the X and Y axis. It was critical to have the board placed against that straight edge. Before starting the cut, I had to rehome everything. Before the movement started, it was critical to rehome the router. Rehoming the router allowed it to find the zero starting point and not crash into anything. Another important step was to rehome the Z-axis. The board wasn't completely flat, so this step allowed me to find an average so that the router could take enough wood out of the board with each change. Something I found very important was to run a light engraving on the whole board to allow for the outline of the final project. Before I sent the router into final depth, I stained the finished colors. By staining the finished colors, it showed me what the final depth was going to be. It showed if I wasn't going deep enough, then I could rehome the Z-axis and start over with a deeper cut. The cabinet can now be used for a variety of things. I can put Kazon foam in backing of it and then cut out shapes for things like tools and guns. I can also add another board inside for my wife to use to place photo albums. Now that the cabinet is complete, it will proudly be displayed in my home.